this is Pallavi welcoming you to a new episode of EVA India Insights podcast of Generative AI series. In today's episode, we explore the ethical dilemma of generative AI in cybersecurity that focuses on the delicate balance between privacy and protection. Joining us is a distinguished guest, Prashant Choudhary, our cybersecurity consulting partner at EY. He comes with a wealth of expertise in delivering cybersecurity solutions to financial service clients across the globe. He is also a client service partner for leading GCCs and financial sector clients at EY. Welcome to our podcast, Prashant.
Thank you. Thank you, Pallavi. And what an exciting topic. If I look back, November 2022, that's when OpenAI launched its chatbot, ChatGPT. It took the world by storm almost overnight. And today, if I have to give an analogy, I think we are just seeing the basic or a very basic version of generative AI and its capabilities. It's like we are looking at a Nokia candy phone and we have absolutely no idea that what type of a future feature phone this might evolve into. So we should not judge generative AI and its capabilities by what it is able to do today. I think we should judge and do our conversations on what it would become and do in the days to come.
Thank you, Prashant, for those invaluable insights. Now, to proceed with our first question, like other AI models, generative AI depends on data to work at its best. So, in order to train generative AI in cybersecurity, we believe that the data it will need will be of people from the organizations that it needs to train to protect. Will this not be creating any privacy issues?
Yeah, I mean, uh, of course, there are privacy challenges. Some challenges are discovered. Many more challenges are still coming out as more and more use cases pop up. And it is pervasive across all generative AIs, be it ChatGPT, be it BERT, be it DALI, Midjourney, so on and so forth. It's a the whole model is that you use training data, you train the generative AI, and then the AI comes out as trained, and then whatever output it is supposed to give, it will give to us basis the data that was used to train the model. And in this business, this of course the source of data is internet, and there are like a lot of web scraping which is going on, which brings the data to train these base models or the LLMs as we call it of late. Now, the biggest question comes in is that the data which is available on internet, it belongs to uh, a lot of people. Some data is available with proper consent and authorization that it can be used for these purposes. Some other data was put there and nobody even thought that, when I'm making a website and I'm putting some details about my business, about myself, uh, that somebody will scrape it and use it to train a LLM. So that aspect itself, is still under consideration that as because if you go by privacy regulations, GDPR, or even other leading regulations across the globe, there is always something called, if you're using my data, you need to have a legal basis. Now, if you're scraping my data off the internet, then the question is that what is the legal basis you're having to scrape the data from my website or any other data source which I have, and then use it to train your generative AI? The second question comes in is copyright infringement, because my data could be copyrighted, and how are you ensuring that that infringement has not been violated? Then there are other questions which will come in, which is bias, public safety, and then there's so much sensitive information which goes in to train these LLMs. So, as we peel the onion when it comes to privacy and generative AI, there's a long way to go.
So, based on our previous questions, Prashant, do you think generating synthetic data could be the solution in dealing with copyright and privacy issues?
Yeah, I think synthetic data is a very interesting conversation happening to address all the copyright, legal, and other concerns when it comes to training the LLM. And there are multiple interpretations of synthetic data, but for this conversation, I'm assuming that synthetic data is basically you generate that data using a computer, and then you use that data to train the LLM. While at the first look, it looks to be a good method because this data then will be cheap, it is scalable, and you can generate infinite type of data variants. But the challenge which comes in is that computer generated data or a synthetic data, it will always carry the reflections of the algorithm with which this data was generated. And then when you use this data to train the LLM will always get trained based as the input data which came in. The LLM hence may or may not reflect the true state of the beings when it comes to its training. Hence, it goes back to the point that we can use synthetic data, but then we will have to go back and look at how exactly the synthetic data itself was generated. There are other conversations which are coming in, which is anonymize or tokenize the PII and other information. In that approach, what you do is you still scrape the data and then you find out what is a personally identifiable information or what is the other information which falls into the sensitive data set. And then you just replace that with anonymous labels so that the exact individuals cannot be identified. It then takes care of PII, privacy, and some other issues, and then you use this to train your LLM.
Before we wrap up, Prashant, our one last question to you is that across the world, lawmakers are looking at regulation and regulatory bodies to keep generative AI from going astray or being misused by rogue actors. Could you give us an outline of what is happening around the world in this area?
Yeah, so when it comes to regulations for LLMs or generative I think one thing which is there in the headlines of late is Sam Altman's decision to reach out to most of the key governments and the heads of governments and persuade them to put robust regulation to control the generative AIs. In fact, there was another interesting call which came from quite a few influential people which said that we should pause any and all development in generative AI technology till the time we really get a handle on how to control this technology for the benefit of human usage. So, so there's a very interesting and I would say broad spectrum uh, input which is coming in that we need to look at this technology very seriously and we need to put the guardrails around it. In fact, across the globe, there are nascent stages of regulatory inputs which are coming in. NIST has come out with the AI risk management framework. There is a European Parliament which is pushing for EU Artificial Intelligence Act. Then European Union Agency for Cybersecurity is talking about cybersecurity for artificial intelligence. US SEC is talking about AI, cybersecurity, and risk management, so on and so forth. Uh, So I think a lot of regulations are coming in. The worry is that we should not over-regulate it. We should also not just uh, under-regulate it. So I think it would be an act of fine balance. The other point is that this technology is pervasive. I think it would just make sense if there can be a consistent regulation across the globe.
Thank you, Prashant, for providing all these valuable insights on these cybersecurity issues. It's clear that as generative AI evolves, we must navigate the delicate balance between privacy and protection to ensure its responsible and secure implementation in cybersecurity domain.
Thank you, Pallavi, and it's a fantastic series of podcasts which you're running, and it was fabulous interacting with you today. And let's do it again in the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, thank you for joining us. And on that note, we come to end of this episode. We hope you found our discussion on generative AI in cybersecurity insightful. To know more about generative AI, visit our website right away and do leave us some suggestions on topics of generative AI that you would like us to explore. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.